Hello, chess lovers. Here I am again. This time I will talk about gambits in my gambits area, and now I will look at the e4, e5 openings and a gambit as white. I think you have heard about the Evans Gambit. It was once played from an sea captain. I think one of the first time was about 1822. I'm not sure, but in the 18th century, it was very long ago. One of the older openings, and it's a very interesting book. Michael Rohde is an American grandmaster, and this book was written from New York, 1997, by I think it was Thinkers Press. So yeah, Thinkers Press, 1997, and it's about the Evans Gambit, and that's a very famous gambit which was played quite a lot from, for instance, Gary Kasparov. There are even some other famous grandmasters who plays the Evans Gambit today. Mostly active and attacking players. I could think like Nakamura and so forth. I will show some of the ideas in the Evans Gambit, and there are some other gambits in as white against e4, e5, but I will be specific about the Evans Gambit accepted this time. So it all started as it should with e4 and e5, and then knight f3 and knight c6. And in the beginners, they used to know the Raul Lopez, bishop e5, but there is tons of theory about Spanish or Raul Lopez. So many of the most leading grandmasters today prefer to play the Italian with bishop c4. It's not so analyzed as Spanish, but it's still as sharp as the Spanish. It's even sharper in the West variation. And here the answer is always many others, but in this clip we will talk about the Evans Gambit, and it starts with black plays bishop c5, and here if you play d3 or whatever, or castle, you come into the Italian game, and that's not a gambit, it's an ordinary play. But the Evans Gambit starts with a gambit like b4. You sacrifice a you sacrifice a pawn to accelerate your development. And you can avoid the gambit just to put the bishop to e7 or so. b6 is not that good, as you can play e5 several parts. But most players used to accept the gambit because one rule is if you can get the pawn, you can take the pawn and try to keep the position and win in the end game with the pawn up. Many players think that way, but after taking on bishop e4, you take c3, and now white wins tempos, and tempo in this case, and that means that black has to put the bishop somewhere, and there are 4 ways to play one of the better ways to place bishop to e7. It's a calmer way, and you keep the bishop on the king's side to keep the hold, so it's not so easy to attack. Many even grandmasters like to play h5, but then you have d4. The rule in this gambit, Evans Gambit, is that you can even sacrifice 2 pawns to get an attack. And here, many times, black takes on d4. This is one of the variations. No, you can't take there, but you can castle like this. And it's not wise to take there, because if you take here, you have this way, for instance, and it's very, very scary, because there's attacks and so forth. And if you play knight to h6 to protect, you just take, and it's finito. So you can't do that. So we have to play queen to e7 or queen to f6, and the development makes it very, very easy for white to get initiative and attack against black's position, because black has failed to develop in the right moment. But to go back to the beginning, not to get too confused about the variations, play e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. Oh, sorry, not bishop's b. Oh, sorry, bishop c5. Yes, b4, and takes, and there is even this place to play to d6, and that's another way to play. And no, it's not so wise to play bishop b3, because knight to h5, you won't get any. Even if you take there, you won't get. If you play this, no, this, sorry. If you play like that, check, king f8, then you play bishop a5 and take this and this. This position is a unsecure king's position for black, and even if it's like this, it's slightly better position for white, because you have a safe king position. Black has an unsafe, and it's very easy to develop your pieces as white. As black, all your pieces are back. So it's another way to play, to get advantage as white in this opening, for instance. E4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, b4. I won't go deep into this, but you can decline the gambit, and if you decline the gambit, you go back, for instance, to bishop e7, and it's another ball game. You can, for instance, play b5 and so forth, and white gets positional. Or you can even play a3 and try to get in an Italian position with more space and a nice diagonal position like this. I know it. I just showed a glimpse of the Evans Gambit, but it's so complicated, many variations that it's not easy to show all of this now. But I can highly recommend this book because it shows all the variations here, even the decline variations you can see over there. And it's quite a new book, and as you know, the Evans Gambit is not played so often today, but it suits well for attacking players who want to combinations, players who want to surprise their opponents, players who want to have the initiative to attack and to attack the opponent. So, well, this is a suggestion. I will also say that there are some other gambits, e4, e5, which are also very interesting. Like, for instance, the King's Gambit and so forth, but I could come back to them later on. For this time, I can recommend this book like one, and I know that on the internet or on YouTube you can find more about the Evans Gambit, and I can highly recommend you to take a look at this book. I have it in my collection, or go on the internet and see the book. So that's all for the Gambit word for this time, and feel free to find it out and have a nice time. Bye bye. Baksida. De är